What's up, it's Chelsea. What's up? Welcome back. Today's video is gonna be an interesting one. If you don't remember back, I think it was months ago. I think it was back in January where I've done a try not to get scared themed challenge but that was with PSAs, public service announcements. That video got dark super fast. This time I'm gonna try something a little different. I'm still gonna do a try not to get scared sort of, but this is a video by Blame It on George. And it's basically like the top 20. The video I have here is called the top 20 unintentionally disturbing kids characters from around the world. Now, kids shows, we all know them. We all love them. How bad can this get? Let's find out. But before we get into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I upload. And I guess let's get started. Let's see how much I get scared in this video. Adjust the volume a little bit. Well, at least we got a warning.
Have you ever tuned into your favorite show as a child and was creeped out by one specific character? And one that wasn't even supposed to be creepy?
That is a good question. I don't honestly remember if I've been creeped out by a certain kids show character. I honestly don't remember because I was too young to remember, so I honestly don't know. But that is a good question though. Has any one of my viewers ever been scared of watching a certain kids show? Or at least a character? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious now.
Sometimes even being the host of the show or its main characters. Well, you're not alone. Apparently tons of children's shows around the world has had these unintentionally creepy, nightmarish characters. So today, we're going to count down 20 unintentionally disturbing kids characters from around the world.
Okay. There's gonna be a lot of pausing, and I apologize, but I can already tell where this video is gonna go. I have a really good feeling I'm gonna get scared easily. I'm already a little uncomfortable.
The Boobas from Booba.
Oh!
This show was a British...
I remember this show. I think I used to watch it as a kid. My brother used to watch it. I think we had the toys. I think he had the blue one. And I think I had a pink one. We used to have the toys and we used to watch the show. Now thinking back, I see why it can get very annoying. Not necessarily creepy, but annoying.
TV program that was produced by Ragdoll Productions. The Boobas are 5 gumdrop-shaped creatures with big eyes and lights for eyebrows. Their heads are shriveled into their necks and they awkwardly move around and fly with each other. The Boobas do not speak. Instead, they communicate by making noises like squeaks and cracks. Like other shows on this list, many children, and even some adults, found the Boobas to be absolutely terrifying.
I wouldn't necessarily find them terrifying. I think they're just more annoying because they don't talk, first of all. They literally just squeak and make these weird noises. But they're very colorful. Maybe that's why I find them cute. Anyway.
There's just something so unsettling about the way they walk and move. And if that weren't enough, their website could use some help too.
The website! Oh my god.
Distorted music along with weird flash games that won't really entertain anyone who's above the age of 3 seem to make the scene a little more terrifying than anything related to this show should be.
Okay, that wasn't too bad.
The puppets from The Wiggles.
I remember this too. My brother was obsessed with The Wiggles. I think I watched them growing up as well. I forgot about the puppet segment. I totally forgot about it.
The Wiggles was a musical group that performed on children's television from 1991 till now. While several of the cast members of the original group has either left due to physical health or old age, the original series has some pretty weird ideas about some of the side skits. For example, there was The Puppets, which was based on a popular Alvin and the Chipmunks group and TV show at the time. These horrifying things had their own unique look and style, even though their voices were pitched up in the same manner as the titular rodents. They move in rather stilted, disjointed ways and have pretty terrible puppetry to go along with it. They always have these big plastered smiles on their faces and large beady eyes that seem to stare right past you.
Oh God, oh God. Do you guys hear that? Let me see if I can play that again. I'll be quiet.
They always have these big plastered smiles on their faces and large beady eyes that seem to stare right past you.
They're like staring into my soul. They're like these evil puppets that are staring into my soul at the moment. I know it's not the intention. I know they were intended to do something different and creative, but no, I feel like you're literally staring into my soul. Anyway.
Really, this would feel more at home on a Chucky's film rather than a children's TV show. Nonetheless, the Wiggles puppets gave kids nightmares throughout all of the 90s.
Faffa.
What the heck?
From the island of Dr. Moreau.
Faffa?
Faffa is an alien-born character from a fictional planet called Faffolandia. He came to Earth to form his own band called Balloon Magic with a quartet of children. Since his inception, he's grown to become quite popular amongst Brazilian children, getting to have...
Okay, so this show they just said is from Brazil. I don't want to say anything that's intended to, that I'm not trying to, like, you know, be super judgmental. Every culture is different. But if I was a child and this was on the United States, it probably scared the heck out of me. I'm sorry.
Its own program, dolls, and other licensed products. However, he's still incredibly creepy, and his features are incredibly bizarre. Most notably his strange cheeks that outgrow and sag over his skin, and his eyes that gave off an almost sinister-looking stare. His nightmarish appearance is completely unintentional, but nightmarish nonetheless.
Yup, that is terrifying.
Sasuga Minami from Miburi TV. Miburi TV was a morning Japanese TV show involving children dancing, often with the host Sasuga Minami. She's seen in a one-piece jumpsuit that has patches on it saying some pretty vulgar things all in English.
Oh my!
And while these two might be confusing to a Japanese audience, the third is well known because of its close translation to the word faku. There really is no reason behind her outfit, and she's even worn it in a number of episodes with little to no backlash. In one confusing episode, the children are seen wearing Nirvana shirts for, again, no real reason. She dances and helps choreograph the children with these inappropriate messages displayed on her shirts. The Flute.
Okay, that one wasn't necessarily creepy, but that was, I can see why that would, you know, be like disturbing. I can see why. We already got another disturbing puppet. What's with the puppets? Why?
From HR Puffin Stuff.
HR Puffin Stuff.
This was our children's show, only ran for 2 years, with a total of just 17 episodes. The plot involved an 11-year-old boy named Jimmy, who becomes shipwrecked and lands on a deserted island. Him and his friend, a talking flute named Freddy, take a ride on a mysterious boat that leads them to the living island. The boat was actually being controlled by a wicked witch, who used it to lure Jimmy and Freddy to her castle. The entire show is full of strange human-sized puppets.
Why?
And Freddy the Flute is the creepiest looking companion ever. He gives off an unsettling face whenever he talks or just appears on camera. But what's just as terrifying as Freddy the Flute is Witchy Poo, the primary antagonist of the series who's after Freddy the Flute. She rides a large rocket-powered broom and is mean to everyone around her, even her henchmen.
I'm not doing so well.
The Grog, from the Moomins.
The Grog?
The Grog is a fictional character from the Swedish show, The Moomins. She's a tall, ghost-like creature, and is known as the biggest threat in Moomin Valley. Cold, creepy, and with a killer stare. Everything this character touches freezes.
What?
If she stays in one spot for more than 1 hour, the ground dies, and nothing can ever grow there again. In the English dub, she's completely mute. But in the Finland, Poland, France, and Japan dub, her voice is absolutely terrifying.
Oh no. That is a little creepy, not gonna lie.
The Grog is considered to be one of the most intimidating characters in a children's program. However, she is also considered by others to be one of the most sympathetic and misunderstood villains. Even though she starts out portrayed as an evil and terrifying antagonist, later adaptations depict her as a lonely person who longs for warmth, light, and companionship, but is unable to because of her nature to kill things. She has no control over her appearance and her ability to freeze anything she touches.
Oh boy.
Mr. Blobby from Noel's House Party. Noel's House Party was a Saturday night TV show on the BBC, once hailed as the most important show on the BBC by a senior corporation executive. In 2010, Noel's House Party was voted the best Saturday night TV show of all time, according to the Mirror. Despite the positive reception, one of the show's characters was negatively received, and that was Mr. Blobby. Mr. Blobby is an 8-foot, round-shaped pink figure covered in yellow spots. He communicates by saying the word Blobby in an electronically altered voice and expresses mood through the tone of his voice. Mr. Blobby would partake in pranks involving celebrities, where he would act clumsy, childish to irritate them. Mr. Blobby was criticized for his behavior, at one point causing one little girl to cry after throwing her birthday cake onto the floor, which then caused the father to approach the stage and attack Blobby.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I can totally relate to that little girl, only because, well, I'd be very upset if someone threw my birthday cake on the floor. I'd probably be in tears too. Anyway.
Mummenschanz from The Muppet Show.
I just watched this recently on Disney+. Keep in mind, I love The Muppets. I'm 24. I love The Muppets. I do not care. I've been watching the original Muppet Show on Disney+. And I saw this episode. I'm not familiar with Mummenschanz. I'm not super familiar with them, but this was kind of freaky.
On episode 124, the Mummenschanz made a guest appearance on The Muppet Show. They're an experimental group of dancers formed in Switzerland, made up of performers whose techniques include acting, puppeteering, and other forms of artistry. They mainly perform in black leotards or other minimal attire, with creative masks while remaining completely silent. They also made an appearance on Sesame Street, where they performed several times. One involving 2 cardboard boxes to demonstrate the idea of being sane and different, and another involving freely stretching out each other's masks. These concepts must have been entertaining and even fascinating to adults. But for children, it must have confused and horrified them.
I will say this, if I saw this, like now, looking back, I'm like, oh, this is like interesting, but yet creepy. Probably for me as a child, and remember, everyone's different. If this was me as a child back in the 70s, I think is when the Muppet Show first came out. If this was me back in the 70s, this probably scared the heck out of me. Anyway.
These ominous pale white masks with cold, permanent expressions are menacing. Coupled with the fact that they are surrounded by beloved Muppets makes them even more disturbing.
Yup.
The Phone from Telechat. Telechat is a French television show designed to be a parody of news programs but for kids. It stars puppets of anthropomorphic animals, who all act and look in very strange ways.
My only question is, why did the telephone have a face? Why?
Their movements are so sporadic that it gives off just an uncomfortable vibe.
I'm uncomfortable.
And they all look just as weird too. The cat in the suit frequently has a broken arm, and the ostrich wears lipstick and shows cleavage.
Oh, geez.
But strangest of all is the phone with a face.
Yeah, why
he
does it
whispers
have
in
a
the
face?
anchorman's ear when he picks him up. It almost sounds like he's gasping for air, before completely changing his tone. The show itself doesn't look that bad, and it does have some more frightening moments, like this microphone with an ear attached to it. It has a permanent looking smile stuck on it, and an extremely bothersome voice.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
More so.
Oh my god.
From More So. There is honestly not that much information about More So online.
Oh.
All we do know is that he's a character from a Finnish children's show. Some of the only available footage online is what I assume to be a scene from the show featuring a bear character stirring something, and this horrifying, nightmare-inducing, distorted clip of More So himself.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this.
The frightening music only helps solidify More So as a being of children's fears. And without it, he's still scary looking. Again, there's not much I could find about his character.
Okay, when you think of kids shows, you think of like happy, colorful, energetic shows. This is like dark, scary, and just sad. I don't like it.
Or even what the show was about, which ironically only adds to the creepiness.
Nope. No. Nope. Don't like it. I don't like it.
Carbuncle.
Oh my
from
god, okay.
Loreland. This Netherlands show was an educational program that ran for 2 seasons in 1994.
Okay.
The series was intended to teach children how to read with a method called learning to read safely. It featured a character named Carbuncle, who induced fear into every Dutch child who watched the show. In fact, the show was criticized heavily because of Carbuncle, who many parents thought was too scary for their children.
That's pretty bad. Like, if the storyline if it's bad when the storyline isn't bad, but your show's getting criticized big time for just one character, that is bad. That is wild.
Some even endured nightmares, according to a loosely translated article. After the first 20 episodes, Carbuncle was made more kid-friendly by transforming him almost entirely human. This was to inspire viewers to continue watching the series and expand on their education. And, despite the criticism, Loreland was a huge success.
Okay.
Though many Dutch children still recall the terror that was Carbuncle.
Well, at least they fixed it. Sort of.
Ananas. From Telefrancis. Telefrancis was a French children's show that ran from 1984 to 1986.
Oh.
The show became a popular teaching tool in Canadian and American schools to teach their students French as a second language. However, the show featured a character named Ananas, a frightening, sporadic talking pineapple who often gets into adventures with our 2 main characters. She pretty much never blinks and is usually just looking around in a dazed stare.
That pineapple, at least, first of all, I'm glad I was able to tell that was a pineapple. But that pineapple is just like emotionless. Like, there's just no characteristics being shown in that pineapple. That is something I never thought I would say.
When she's not speaking. She's almost nothing like her animated counterpart,
like she doesn't even blink.
Who always appears in the show's opening title sequence. There's one episode where she sings and dances in the forest with the 2 other children, again looking extremely uncomfortable and creepy.
Hartley Hare
from
Pipkins. There was a 70s kids show in Britain called Pipkins that ran from January 1973 to December 1981. The show starred a gang of animals such as a pig, a monkey named Topop, an ostrich named Octavia, and a hare named Hartley Hare. He was the most daunting thing about the show.
I can see
and
that.
While Hartley Hare wasn't intended to be creepy, he ended up being downright unnerving for some children. The show itself was devoid of any real humor or color, and instead focused on a depressing color scheme. In this video, Hartley talks to children about being naughty.
And today I'm going to talk to you about being naughty.
Why did you say it like that?
He then brings out a glove puppet and explains that you can do all sorts of things with a glove puppet.
You know, you can be naughty with a glove puppet, can't you, Michael?
I don't like this. I don't like this.
Oh, dearie me, Michael. We have been getting into lots of trouble, haven't we? Yes.
Oh, God, make it
Pitkins was
stop.
canceled when its producers, ATV, lost its franchise for the Midlands ITV region. Interestingly, due to videotape damage and poor storage, many of the show's episodes are completely lost. Out of 333 episodes, only 135 survived the test of time.
That's it?
The Giant Walrus from Pingu.
Oh my God.
And the episode titled,
I remember Pingu. I'm trying to remember what channel Pingu was on, but I remember this little penguin. The claymation they've done is pretty impressive.
Pingu's Dream. Pingu falls asleep and finds himself in a dream where his igloo home flies away, and then his bed grows legs and moves around.
Huh.
As bizarre as most dreams go, this one seems fine. Until a giant walrus begins to stalk Pingu. The walrus slowly murmurs inaudible noises before confronting Pingu.
Okay, so I do remember Pingu. However, I do not remember this episode at all. Oh, jeez, I can see why that's terrifying. That just made me jump a little bit. Oh my God.
He traps Pingu in an igloo, and
Why
then
are you
laughs
torturing
somewhere
this
in
poor
an
penguin?
uncomfortably
Why?
deep tone, and must have scared the children watching at home.
Also, looking at like the way it looks like this walrus thing rolled the eyes back. This is giving me like WWE superstar Undertaker vibes with the eyes. Look at the eyes. Seriously giving me Undertaker vibes.
What's most odd is that he only appeared in this one episode. It was banned from distribution due to the walrus being frightening for many young viewers. It was also removed from British television in 2003 and was one of the few programs pulled from airing in the United States.
Oh boy, that was a journey.
P-Salty, from P-Salty's Songs for Little Praisers.
What is
P-Salty is
that?
described by their website as a songbook, but not just any songbook. A songbook full of songs for children.
Okay.
P-Salty, in reality, is a grown man in a book costume. His face is painted blue, and it appears that he has some sort of clay prosthetic to make his cheeks more pronounced. He is often and watching a group of kids with his trusty dog, Blooper. Blooper is another 30-something man who wears a downright creepy dog costume and is forced to act like a dog. Oftentimes, kids are petting him and treating him like an animal, which includes allowing them to lay in their laps and allowing them to pet his thighs and getting uncomfortably close to his groinal area. It really does scream stranger danger.
Yup.
But really, that is for you to decide.
I can see that. We're almost done. Only 5 more.
The Puppets from Peppermint Park. According to TV Tropes,
why are there so many creepy puppets?
This 80s TV show can be described as straight to DVD and straight from hell.
I can see why.
Rightfully so. The main cast of characters is a scary group of puppets that teaches children lessons like letters, numbers, colors, and so on. Take Ernie, for example, who likes to sing about the letter M.
It's me, Ernie. Today on
Lord.
Peppermint Park, we're introducing the letter M. It's such a great letter.
I don't think I like this.
It's marvelous, magnificent. I can't imagine life without the letter M.
The song is poorly written and sung by a voice that can make ears bleed.
Yup.
There's also Maynard, an old, saggy-looking puppet who sings about the color blue in this clip.
I'm so blue. I said I'm so blue.
It was a good attempt. I will give them that. It was a good attempt. But make the puppets less creepy and more like kid-friendly looking, you know. You get it.
I used to be yellow. Now I'm laid back and mellow.
I don't like that.
Not only is the show incredibly obscure, but it was a ripoff of Sesame Street. It had an opening title sequence with children and puppets that gave lessons, and even a character that bears a striking resemblance to the Cookie Monster.
Huh?
What really makes the show unnerving is the way they move and the designs themselves. It honestly looks as though there are actors that just had their heads removed and then replaced with a creepy doll.
That is very harsh, just saying. But I see why. It's creepy.
Whizbit
Whizbit?
from Whizbit. This 80s show was about an alien magician known as Whizbit, who solves puzzles and finds out as much as he can about the planet Earth. The show was mostly educational, with the solutions to the puzzles being revealed towards the end of each episode.
Huh.
That's all fine and whatnot, but Whizbit's design is terrifying.
Yeah.
It has a painfully high-pitched and disturbing childlike voice that's annoying, but evil-sounding all at the same time.
Hey, Whizbit, have you seen what happened?
I certainly
Oh,
have.
jeez, that
Did
is
you just come from
terrifying.
Puzzleopolis?
Yes, I did.
Oh my
Circle
God.
Square. Is it
Black, white, and gray.
G? And the puzzle gate, is it
Black, white, and gray.
and squidgy? Not squidgy.
I'm afraid so. He's a black, white, and gray.
I don't
bug
like
now.
that.
He's also accompanied by this tall, creepy bunny whose voice sounds muttered and delirious, unintentionally coming off as a threat. Whizbit lives in a house that's completely void of color, with chilling music being played in the background. However, towards the end of one episode, the color palette does lighten up, but the bunny just dances for an uncomfortable amount of time while Whizbit just stands there, pondering.
Is that dancing or are you just like super, super stiff?
Ratafak Plachta from Slineko.
Say that again?
Definitely
Oh my
one of the more
God.
obscure characters on this list. This horrifying puppet is from a Czechoslovakian TV show. It's pretty hard to describe him, but according to a user on Reddit, his name translates to Nosey Blankets.
What?
Anyways, in this clip, he's frolicking around and singing an insanely creepy song.
No thanks. No thanks. No thanks.
In the show, he seems to enjoy walking around and having fun with children. That's all I could take out of it. He just looks so damn creepy and moves in such a bizarre way.
I am uncomfortable. We're almost done. Thank you.
Nobody from Sesame Street.
I remember.
Count to
Wait,
10
no, I don't
with
remember this.
Nobody
I've
was
heard
an
about it.
odd and old sketch from the early years of Sesame Street. It featured a disembodied floating set of eyes and mouth called Nobody, as he counted down from 10 with weird animations and music in the background. The scariest thing about Nobody is his eerie sounding voice. It was so unusually calm and ominous. He almost sounded like a psychopath waiting to murder someone.
Oh, jeez.
Nobody originated from an early Jim Henson short film about the human subconscious. Nobody would just like in the Sesame Street, float around and speak in his isolated whispering voice, and have flashbacks about his family. Sometimes he would stutter, and other times he would smack his lips or moan and talk about his evil thoughts.
Lovely. That's a nice thought. Isn't that beautiful? Of course, I've got some evil thoughts too.
Oh, jeez, that is just
does.
creepy.
Hey,
Even as an
you
adult,
want
that
to
is
see my
creepy.
evil thoughts? I keep them over here, in this part of my brain.
Nope, nope.
As soon as he would mention these evil thoughts, disturbing images would flash on screen for a brief few frames.
Okay, this is the last one. Thank you. Yes.
Mr. Nosey Bunk from
That
Jigsaw.
is terrifying.
This character is from an 80s British TV show and was originally supposed to serve as the program's comic relief character. As the show went on, he became more the subject of fear.
Yup.
Episodes would often show Mr. Nosey Bunk acting out clues to the word of the week. After
I
all,
don't
this
like
was an
that.
educational children's show, and for a children's show, he was downright horrifying.
Oh my god.
His mask had these big, lifeless eyes that just kind of stared off into the distance. This wide and unchanging grin that displays a haunting smile. And an unusually large nose.
Yeah.
In the show, he's always silent, and often had his nightmarish repetitive tune accompany him. Not much was really known about his character, and information was scarce until recently, when he was brought up online. Charlie Brooker,
No
host
thanks.
of the BBC
I
television
don't want to
series
hear any more about
Screenlight,
these characters.
describes him as a leering death mask figure.
Oh, I think we get the idea. There were definitely some unintentionally creepy kids shows, and like they weren't. I understand what they were trying to do to get their message across, but like, can you do it in a way that's not super creepy and won't traumatize children? Thanks. Well, I definitely lost that challenge. I can only imagine how many times I got scared. I honestly didn't even count. That was a journey. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. You can check me out on my social media as well. And I think that's it. Anyway, love you guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.